How's your weather? Mine is icy and cold and snowy. It's just a big old winter mix of everything. And I am inside and I want something hot and soothing like a nice bowl of homemade soup. How about you? Come join me and we'll make some. In case you don't know me, let me introduce myself. I am Debby Bubbles, so welcome to my channel as well as into the walls of our home. Today, guys, let's do some leftover makeover magic. So I am a pro at making something out of nothing, and we are going to turn some basic leftovers and unused things from the refrigerator into a meal. So if you'd like to see how we turn the things you see here into a wonderfully soothing, comforting bowl of cheesy broccoli, potato, and ham soup, keep watching. I'm going to go in a little more in depth for you. So I have a half of a ham steak there that was hanging out in the refrigerator. I have about half about half of a baked potato there. We have some broccoli that was left over, a few bacon bits, some Velveeta cheese sauce, a package of cream cheese, some butter, an onion, sour cream, some shredded extra sharp cheddar cheese, and some half and half. And we are about to make this turn into a meal. So for starters, we're going to set our pot on the stove top. To that pot, I'm going to add butter. So that's about 1/3 of a stick of butter that I'm going to heat over medium-high heat. Just let it melt. And we're going to go ahead, take our onion over here and start chopping it. Now this is about a medium-sized onion, so I'm going to take half of that onion and use it in what we're making today. The other half we're going to go ahead and put inside the refrigerator. Set that aside, and I'm going to dice up this onion. I have completed a rough chop or dice of the onions, and we are going to take these now and place them into our stock pot here with the butter. So we have our onion here in the stock pot along with that butter. We're going to let that half of a medium onion and 1/3 of a stick of butter kind of saute away here, and while that's doing its thing, we're going to slide over here to our half a slice of ham steak. I'm going to cube this up, and then I'm going to add it to that same pan eventually with the butter and the onion. I have sliced into cubes our ham half there, and I am going to season our soup with some garlic powder, some cayenne pepper, and some good old pepper and a little salt. Alrighty, you've seen here our onions are starting to become translucent. I'm going to go ahead and add in our ham cubes to the pot and let those heat through. And while this is heating through and the onions continue to cook, I'm going to go ahead and do a little chop to our potato. Alright, y'all, so we have our little bit of potato that was left over there, and I'm going to chop it up a little bit more than what it is now. This is going to go into that pot again with the onions and the ham steak. There is our potato half that has now been chopped up roughly. Y'all, it was just a leftover baked potato half that was in the refrigerator. Already had a little bit of butter and pepper and salt on it, and I just chopped it up further. And we're going to add that to our pot here in a moment. But before that, I'm going to come back over here to our stock pot, and I'm going to go in with some of these bacon bits that were left over in the refrigerator. And we're giving that just a stir here. Those bacon bits are now in there in the party. I'm going to add the potato shortly, and then after that I'm going to go in with our half and half creamer. All right, incorporating those bacon bits in there. It was about not even a quarter cup of bacon bits that I put in there, but I've added those in to the butter and the ham. And next I'll go in with the potatoes, followed by the half and half. It is now time for the potatoes to join the party pot. Alrighty there. There we go. We have our potatoes in the pot. I'm going to go ahead and start to season a little bit. I'm going to come in with our pepper first. I really like pepper, so I'm going to get it nice and peppery. And the salt will probably be the last thing that I'll hit this with, and that's after I test the seasonings and see what we need to add or not add. Now that I have the now that I have the pepper added in, I'm gonna go in with a few shakes of my cayenne pepper and some of the garlic powder. Yeah, it's unsalted, just regular garlic powder, y'all. All right, so we have those seasonings in there. I'm now gonna add in our half and half. There's probably not even, I'm gonna say maybe a third of the bottle left. We're gonna add that and then add some water as well. And then I'm gonna get some water and we're gonna hit it with water here in a second. All right, I filled the bottle that we had the creamer in, the half and half in with water. And we're adding that to the pot now. And I believe next I'm gonna go in with probably half of this block of cream cheese. So there is half of that block of cream cheese, which gives us 4 ounces of cream cheese there. The other half we're gonna wrap back up and put in the refrigerator. So we have that half of a package of cream cheese, which is about 4 ounces. And I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the squeezed sour cream as well. Probably about a half a cup of sour cream. Maybe a little less, probably about a quarter cup of sour cream. Okay, you see there the sour cream, the cream cheese, and then half a packet of Velveeta cheese sauce is in there now. So we're gonna let this all melt and meld together, give it some stirs here and there. And while that's doing its thing here on the stovetop, I will next work on the broccoli, getting it chopped up. And we're still just warming all this over medium heat, just letting it warm and meld together slowly. Onto our cutting board, we're gonna place our leftover broccoli here, and I'm gonna give it a rough chop as well. We have given our broccoli a rough chop, and it'll be one of the last things that we add to the stock pot because the broccoli is already cooked through and it was steamed, but we don't want it to become mushy. I mean, I'll still eat it if it was mushy, but I do want it to have a little bit of body and texture, so it'll be the last thing probably that goes in the pot. Our cream cheese is softening up. I just want it to melt away nicely before I add anything else. Off camera, I did add in about a tablespoon of this right here, chicken bouillon. Yeah. And you can kind of see it on the surface because I haven't stirred it in. Just wanted to give that, I wanted that to be our little seasoning as far as our stock goes, as well as I wanted it for the color. Now that I've added in that chicken bouillon, I'm going to lower my temperature to low and kind of let this simmer away for a while, and then I'll be back. All right, things are smelling fantabulous. The soup is starting to thicken up a little bit, so this is looking good, guys. I am mashing some of the potatoes just to give it a different texture. I like creamy things and soothing things, so just doing a little bit of a mash to some of the potatoes in there. So our soup is boiling, and now we have increased the heat, and so it's boiling. Now I'm going in with the broccoli, going to give it a stir and let it heat. I am also going to take the opportunity now to taste or check for seasonings. That is really good. I don't need anything more. It is time, y'all. So we're gonna serve up a portion of the soup and have a taste. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of pepper, a dash of cayenne pepper, and a shake or two of our red pepper flakes. So there is our soup. We're gonna pour up a little bit of Sprite. And how about we do a little taste test for you. You see the ham and the potatoes and that broccoli. My mouth is watering. Hang on a second. Y'all, absolutely delicious. I'm gonna take one of my toast tips here, give it a little dip. That's fabulous. So there is yet another quick and easy meal for you. Creamy, cheesy, hot and hearty broccoli cheddar potato soup. Really quick, really simple, really good. Y'all, I, again, am a master of reaching into the refrigerator or opening up the cupboards and just making a meal out of whatever is in there. When I tell you that I am not afraid to just get in there, get after it, and create something, it's the truth. And you too can be just as confident in the kitchen. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.